Hi guys, welcome back. This video is going to be about Blue Apron, which is a subscription service that you can get once a week delivered to your house with fresh produce and meats ready to cook, and it comes with the inspiration, the recipe, all the ingredients prepackaged, and how to do it, how to make the meal. So today's meal is this pan roasted chicken with mashed potatoes and maple glazed carrots. And as you can see, it's going to tell you a little bit about the dish, show you a picture, and then right below it's going to show you all the ingredients that are included in the package. And it also gives you an estimation of how many servings, the calories, and the cooking time. And once again, this is blueapron.com. I have an entire unboxing so you can see the video of where I unbox the entire box. But for now, we're going to start with step 1, which is prepare the ingredients. Wash and dry the fresh produce. Heat a large pot of salted water to boiling on high. Remove the chicken from the refrigerator to bring to room temperature. Large dice the potatoes. So let's just go ahead and get started. If you see here, I have all of the ingredients that it lists on here. It has the chicken breasts, the potatoes, and the carrots are actually over there with the other produce. Lemon, parsley, thyme, and then inside a separate bag for the knickknacks actually included the demi-glaze for the chicken, butter, heavy cream, and maple syrup. So the first step was to wash and dry the fresh produce, which we did, and then to heat a large pot of salted water to boiling, and it is boiling right now. It also said to get the chicken ready to room temperature and large dice the potatoes. So we're going to go ahead and do this today as a test to see how good the food is in this and how difficult it is to prepare. So it said to peel and cut off the stems on the carrot, so that's all I'm doing right now. And I have thrown the potatoes over here into the pot of salted water, and it said to put it on for 18 to 20 minutes, so I have my timer going. And once you cut off the ends of the carrots here, you're going to peel them. That's all I'm doing. So then it said to have a pot over here of olive oil in it, and you're going to heat it to medium heat. And I cut those carrots, as it said, on an angle into 2-inch pieces, and to heat that into the olive oil. And add the carrots and let those cook while the potatoes are heating in our pot over here. And the next step was regarding the lemon. For the lemon, it said to peel it, and then also to peel it but not all the way down to the lemon, and then you're going to make a zest and cut it into quarters. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I did right now is I de-seeded the lemon, cut it into quarters, and I zested 2 teaspoons of it, which is going to go later in the gravy. So here are my lemons. After I cooked the carrots for the 7 minutes, I went ahead, it says to seed, the juice of 2 lemons. Well, I really like lemons, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. And then it says to add the maple syrup, which already comes pre-measured, so I'm just going to add that in there with the carrots. And then we're going to cook for an additional 7 minutes. The potatoes have about 2 minutes on them. I just wanted to point out that we started this process at 6:25. It's now 6:45. So it's been 20 minutes. The potatoes are about done. The carrots have another 6 minutes. And that starts now. And I also need to add a ½ cup of water to the carrots as they cook. So that's going to kind of let it simmer and soften. And the next step is I'm going to cook the chicken once I get the carrots out of this pan. And the chicken's going to be cooked with some foil on top, and so we'll check back in a few. Okay, so I had to mention that I cut up the parsley and the thyme and ripped the leaves off the stems, and I threw that away. Now the potatoes have been drained, and they are sitting here, just the potatoes in the pot. It says to add half the butter, so I'm going to add half the butter to that pot. It says to add all of the heavy cream into that pot. And then you're supposed to mash it to your desired consistency. And so I have my handy-dandy masher here, and I'm going to just mash up the potatoes. Okay, so I seasoned the salt and pepper with the potatoes, and now it says to put them aside in a warm place. So I'm going to put some foil on it and just set it over here. The carrots are about done right now. The timer's about to go off, actually. I didn't plan that. Okay, so the carrots should be about softened. They've been in there probably about 14 minutes. And they softened. Now it says to go ahead and add the remainder of the butter. Remember, we used half for the mashed potatoes, and now we're using the other half here in the carrots, and they should get coated with the butter. Okay, so now the carrots have been coated in that butter. And so it says to get this onto a plate and keep it in a warm place. So I'm going to put it on this plate here, cover it with foil, and then you rinse out the pan, and you're going to use the same pan for the chicken. I've removed the chicken from the bag over here, and I have some paper towels to let it dry. And we're going to use this same pan to cook that chicken. Okay, so now I've pat my chicken dry, and I've put the carrots over here on the plate. I'm going to cover those with foil. I'm going to salt and pepper my chicken, and I'm going to put it in skin side down. And that is going to go in this pan here with the olive oil. And this is going to be covered with the foil loosely for 6 to 8 minutes. So the chicken is done. It's 6 to 8 minutes per side until it is golden. And this is now, I'm rotating it to the other side. Look how beautiful that chicken looks. It's only on medium heat. I know it sounds like it's very hot, but only on medium. I'm going to go ahead and put the foil back on for another 6 to 8 minutes. And when that is done, what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken out and put it over here on this clean cutting board, brush, and add the water. We're going to leave in the brown cooking bits. They call it fond, I think it's called. And we're going to leave the brown stuff, add some water, and the other ingredients that we have left over. So we have this chicken demi-glace, I think. We have lemon zest. We're going to add that with the water and create a gravy for the chicken. This has taken a while, so I broke out the bottle of wine. Let's see, we started at 6:25. It is already 7:08. The chicken is on the second side. Keep in mind, there are two of us. One of us is holding the camera and the other one is cooking. So if maybe both of us had cooked, we probably could have got dinner on the table a little bit faster. But because they want you to use the same pan for the chicken, for the carrots, for the gravy, it's almost like now we're waiting on the chicken, whereas if we had gone ahead and cooked the chicken in its own pan, the chicken probably would have been done by now and we could have thrown it all together. So we're having some wine. I'm going to get the table set while the chicken's cooking on its final side, and then we'll go ahead and create the gravy to throw it all together. Okay, so the chicken is out. It's now here on the cutting board, and I've added the quarter cup of water in with the brown bits on medium still in the same pan. And it says to stir the brown bits up with the water to get all the brown bits off of the pan. So I've done that, and it's been in about a minute, and so I'm supposed to add in the lemon zest that I cut up earlier, the minced thyme that I pulled the leaves off of the stem, and this is the chicken demi-glace, and I'm putting that in there as well, and that's going to cook for 1 to 2 minutes. And while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and cut the chicken crossbody, and cut it into strips to serve on top of this stuff. So let me show you what we got over here. Over here I have served up the mashed potatoes, half and half on 2 plates, and the carrots half and half on 2 plates. So that's a pretty good amount of potatoes. It's only 2 servings in the box. I think that's a pretty good serving, and we each get a chicken breast. So I'm supposed to stir this constantly for 1 to 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and cut up that chicken, and we're about done to serve. Okay, so this is what the gravy looks like. Not too much, but it's just the thyme and the lemon inside with the brown bits from the chicken. And you're supposed to put that on top of the chicken, so I'm going to split it halfway over the 2. And I'm going to garnish on the top with some lemon, the remaining 2 lemon quarters, and the parsley to taste. Also adding some salt and pepper into the dish. So I'm a big fan of lemon, as you can tell, and I think this recipe is going to be very tasty. I don't know how much parsley. This is a lot of parsley that it yields. I mean, a lot, but I guess some people love it. I don't know. So this is what it yields. One box, one meal is this much chicken, this much mashed potatoes, and some vegetables. I think it's a really healthy, well-balanced meal. And let's look at the time. It's now 55 minutes. So one person took 55 minutes to create this meal. My overall thoughts would be that the price, $60. So that's basically saying that this meal here costs $20. It's 1/3 of the weekly box. It took 55 minutes to do. This is a random Wednesday night after working all day. I don't know that I want to do this much work every single day. Honestly, that was kind of a pain in the butt. So, I mean, mincing the lemon, and zesting it and doing all this stuff, that's not something I do on a regular basis. So I feel like this would be good once a week to do something like this, like on a Sunday or a Saturday, just when you have time to cook. But the meal itself, we're gonna go ahead and taste it right now, and I'll be right back and let you know how we like it. Okay, so we just finished eating. We probably finished about 90% of the meal. Some critiques, I would say that the recipe kind of annoyed me, and here's why. I understand that it made you use the same pot to cook the chicken as the gravy because it wanted the leftover bits from the chicken to kind of add to the gravy. But why did we have to use the same pan? It specifically said for the carrots to drain the pot, to take the carrots off that pan, rinse it, clean it out, and then use that same pan for the chicken. My problem was we had downtime while that chicken was cooking. We were waiting for the chicken. So now the carrots are cold, the potatoes are cold because they're done cooking. They've been out of the pot for a while. And the chicken was just sitting there hanging out. We were waiting. It was 6 to 8 minutes per side. So we could have finished 10 minutes sooner at least, maybe 15 minutes sooner if that had happened. If I were going to make this on my own, I would probably just buy baby carrots and not have to do the cutting and all the peeling. I would also maybe buy the chicken tender thingies that are already strips, so you don't have to do the cutting there. The chicken would cook faster per side. I would season them the same. The glaze on the chicken was really good, the gravy. The lemon really added a lot of zest. I loved the parsley and the thyme was a very good flavor. All the salt and pepper to taste. That's kind of up to you, but I liked what it added to the dish. The potatoes were really good. I found it interesting that it had us not peel them, but I didn't mind the peels, so that was okay. They were the Yukon Gold potatoes. We did eat the food and it was great. I would say the carrots might have been a little too crunchy for my liking, but if you don't like mushy carrots, which I know some people don't, they're probably nice and crispy for you. As far as portion size goes, I would say it's a good amount. I'm satisfied. We didn't even clear everything off our plates, so that was pretty good. I really did like the quality of the chicken. I think it was a really nice cut of meat, and it was, like it said, it's a premium cut. It really was. I didn't like that it came with a bone. I had to cut out the leg, and I usually buy skinless, boneless chicken, so it was interesting that that chicken had skin and bone. I had to kind of cut around that. That's something that I wouldn't do myself. As far as price value, so this box would be $60, which means that meal right there was $20 that you just saw. If you were to eat out in a restaurant, it would be at least double that probably, or 1.5 times that. But we had to work for 55 minutes to get that on the table. I would say that stopping and talking to the camera and things like that maybe added to it, and also having the cameraman not help me cooking did slow down the process. But I know many families do not have 2 people that cook in the household, so a lot of times it's one person throwing a meal together. I think this meal was delicious. I love the flavors. I think it was very flavorful. The lemon added a lot. The zest, it was delicious. I really enjoyed it. But like I said, I can think of a lot of ways to help abbreviate the recipe and maybe make it a little easier. I found it kind of, not annoying, but there are only 6 steps. But do you see how much paragraph is written at each step? I mean, each step is just like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Take the carrots, peel them. I mean, I'm going to read you one step, okay? Wash and dry the fresh produce. Heat a large pot of salted water on boiling. Remove the chicken from the refrigerator to bring to room temperature. Large dice the potatoes. Peel and trim off the stem ends of the carrots. Cut into 2-inch pieces on an angle. Using peeler, remove the rind of the lemon, avoiding the pith. Mince the rind to get 2 teaspoons of zest, or use a zester. Quarter and de-seed the lemon. Pick the parsley and thyme leaves off the stems. Discard the stems. Roughly chop the thyme. That is one step of the 6. Could you have put those as separate numbers, like step 1, step 2, step 7, step 8, step 9, step 10? Because I found myself going, well, okay, but what am I doing with the lemon once I've zested it? Am I adding it to that chicken? Am I adding it to the potatoes that are boiling? Am I going to set it aside? Where's that going? And so you have to kind of read ahead to find out, okay, once I get that part, I need to set that aside, and later that's going to go in the gravy. I had this lemon zest sitting there for a half hour, not knowing where it was going to go. And if I hadn't read ahead, I wouldn't know. So it's kind of hard to follow. I almost feel like it might have been more helpful for them to say, this is how you cook the chicken, this is how you cook the carrots, this is how you cook the potatoes. And then, I don't know, because then the meal wouldn't be ready at the same time, but I don't know. Overall, I think it's a good value if you really like the convenience of it being delivered to your house, if you like to get out of a rut and not pick the same menu items that you cook every week or every month. for your family. If you're adventurous in the food department, if you like premium meats and fresh ingredients, this is great for you. If you're on a budget or on a time crunch, this is not the plan for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm going to post the video unboxing of this video of the box for the subscription service for the month, for the week, so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Here I have the whole wheat rigatoni, which was the next recipe we're going to make. And this one here is the steak and miso roasted vegetable salad with ponzu dipping sauce. So these are the 3 recipes that we got in our box this week. And next week there are going to be 3 all new recipes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll link the other video with the unboxing below so you can watch that. I'm also going to try to find the coupon code for you to see if you can get $20 off your first box. And you need to cancel 7 days in advance, but it's a weekly subscription, but you can cancel at any time as long as you cancel before the next box is being prepped. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.